Welcome to this Interfaith Thanksgiving service with our friends from Temple Sinai. I'm Bob Von Trebra. I am the interim pastor at First Plymouth Congregational, United Church of Christ. And I am thankful at this time of the year for our long relationship and history together with this interfaith service. And I wish you a blessed Thanksgiving.
Bruchim habaim, blessed are all of you. This is a welcome to all of the members of Temple Sinai and of First Plymouth Congregational Church, and this, our 55th year of an interfaith Thanksgiving service. It is recorded this year, so whether you are sitting at home or on your iPad or on your computer, just imagine that you're in this beautiful sanctuary here at First Plymouth, and I, Rabbi Rick Rines, the senior rabbi at Temple Sinai, and our associate rabbi, Rabbi Jordy Coleman, are representing Temple Sinai and welcoming you and asking for God's blessings. Please join us responsively for the call to worship. May God be gracious to us and bless us.
May God's face shine over all the earth's people.
Let this gathering be a home for all people.
Let us give thanks and enjoy the blessings God gives.
God brings us together in unity of purpose.
Let the people praise the God of all nations. Let all the ends of the earth revere our Creator.
Please join us for this responsive reading. O God, creator of life, may the joy and celebration of this Thanksgiving worship lead us to a greater awareness of the blessings we share.
We give thanks for the bounty and security with which you have blessed our country.
O God, creator of life, help us to grow in respect and tolerance for the diverse faiths, cultures, and people that enrich our community.
Deepen our love for our country and our desire to care for one another.
May the United States of America always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations.
Teach us to seek peace and friendship above possessions and advantage.
Awaken in us compassion, so that we are not content when others go hungry and lack shelter against the cold.
Inspire us to share with the poor and the less fortunate so that all of your children will have reason to give thanks.
Renew in us an appreciation for the gift of life and the preciousness of your wondrous creation. And let us say, Amen.
For the New Testament reading this evening, I have chosen a passage from the letter of James, traditionally the man thought to be the brother of Jesus. The study notes in my Jewish annotated New Testament informed me that this passage was most likely an example of James attempting to reflect on the words of the rabbis in the Mishnah and how they understood the wisdom of God. James chapter 3, verse 13 to 17. Who is wise and knowledgeable among you? Show by your good life that your works are done with gentleness born of wisdom. But if you have bitter envy and selfish ambition in your heart, do not be arrogant and lie about truth. This is not wisdom that comes down from above, but is earthly, unspiritual, devilish. For where there is envy, selfish ambition, there will also be disorder, wickedness of every kind. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without a trace of partiality or hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace.
reading from Deuteronomy chapter 15. However, there need be no poor people among you, for in the land Adonai your God is giving you to possess as your inheritance, he will richly bless you. If only you fully obey Adonai your God and are careful to follow all these commands I am giving you today. For Adonai your God will bless you as he has promised, and you will lend to many nations, but will borrow from none. You will rule over many nations, but none will rule over you. If anyone is poor among your neighbors in any of the towns of the land Adonai your God is giving you, do not be hard-hearted or tight-fisted toward them. Rather, be open-handed and freely lend them whatever they need.
Some years ago, I was introduced to the concept that saying "but" after a statement can trigger some negative reactions. It is preferable to use the word "and" instead of "but." I am told that "and" allows us to clarify without adding an unnecessary negative. One expert maintains that the word "but" has an aggressive, accusatory, and distrustful connotation, and she maintains that it's high time we broke the habitual pattern in our speech and used empathy and authenticity to effectively communicate. Okay, I'm trying to use and not but it's not easy. And it's not easy. Besides which, but is sometimes necessary in order to register a disagreement. Perhaps it is a reflective or tempered disagreement, but an expression of disapproval nevertheless. Ever since COVID began 2020, our beloved Interfaith Thanksgiving service that Temple Sinai and First Plymouth Congregation has held for 55 years, but now only online. For 52 years, we sat together, 1 year here at Temple Sinai, 1 year here at First Plymouth. Our choirs would often join together to provide extraordinarily beautiful music, and our respective clergy would stand together in prayer and message. We would collect funds that would go to feed the less fortunate. Afterwards, we would gather in fellowship, sharing desserts and friendly greetings for a blessed Thanksgiving. It was a perfect way to begin Thanksgiving, and it was a reflective of the best of what is an American community. In respect, friendship, charity, and an acknowledgement that differences of faith are no barrier to a unity of spirit. But, and, once again, we are exercising caution for our physical vulnerability and unusual circumstances by holding the third interfaith service in a row to be but recorded and broadcast only without an in-person gathering. Yes, we are doing the right thing, but I dearly hope that we will once again be together for next year's service. That being said, there are other but-ands that are on my mind this year for Thanksgiving. I am thankful for American democracy, that we are able to vote for the candidate we choose. And I am aware that many feel disenfranchised from the election process, and many who are so disappointed by the results, they end up quitting and participating, or worse, agitating to disrupt future elections. I am thankful for the bounty of opportunities and benefits that Americans enjoy. And I am aware that too many fall through the cracks. Too many are hungry. Too many are homeless. And too many have no skills to support themselves or to help them maneuver through the bureaucracies and the red tape in order to receive the opportunities and benefits that could avail them. I am thankful for the freedom and security we Americans enjoy. And I am aware that the men and women who serve in our police and fire departments and the soldiers who serve in our American armed forces are woefully underpaid, that they endure stress and dangers that are beyond most of our comprehension, and that they all too often hear only complaints and attacks instead of respect and appreciation. I am thankful for the beautiful country we live in, and I am frightened by the deterioration of nature due to our abuse of the air, water, and soil. I am frightened that we are leaving the future generations an earth that is polluted, overheated, and less livable. I am thankful that we have established charitable organizations that provide vital resources and causes that enhance life and promote the best of experiences in our civilization. I am gravely concerned that the spirit of charity and generosity is not being taught to the younger generations. I am worried that they will spend their inheritance on vain pursuits and thrills instead of supporting charitable organizations along with churches and synagogues. Is it possible that the future generations will be even more stingy and selfish than we are? God forbid. I am thankful for the interfaith friendships that we have developed here in America. I am horrified by the rapid increase in anti-Semitism, bigotry, and racism that are plaguing this nation. We have extremists on both the far right and the far left that are targeting Jews. Some try to camouflage their anti-Semitism by saying that they are only anti-Zionists or anti-Israel, as if calling for boycotts and sanctions and ultimately the destruction of Israel, the home of 7 million Jews, is not also anti-Jewish. The act of offering thanksgiving while acknowledging our humble, if not humiliating circumstances, has a biblical origin. The first Thanksgiving prayer is presented to us in the book of Deuteronomy. It says, when you enter the land that Adonai your God is giving you as a heritage, and you possess it and settle it, you shall take some of every first fruit of the soil which you harvest from the land that Adonai your God is giving you, and put it in a basket, and go to the place where Adonai your God will choose to establish his name. You shall go to the Levitical priest in charge at that time and say to him, I acknowledge this day before Adonai your God that I have entered the land that Adonai swore to our fathers to assign to us. The Levitical priest then will take the basket from your hand and set it down in front of the altar of Adonai your God. And the Bible then instructs, then you shall recite as follows before Adonai your God. My father was a fugitive Aramean. He went down to Egypt with meager numbers and sojourned there, but there he became a great and very populous nation. The Egyptians dealt harshly with us and oppressed us. They imposed heavy labor upon us. And so we cried to Adonai, the God of our fathers, and Adonai heard our plea and saw our plight, our misery, our oppression, our enslavement. Adonai freed us from Egypt by a mighty hand and an outstretched arm and an awesome power and by signs and portents. And God brought us to this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Therefore, I now bring the first fruits of the soil, which you, Lord our God, have given us. Now, after saying this, Torah continues, after saying this, you shall leave it before Adonai your God and bow low before Adonai your God. And then you shall enjoy together with the Levite and the stranger in your midst all the bounty that Adonai your God has bestowed upon you and your household. Then you have set aside in full 10th of your yield in the 3rd year, the year of the tithe, and give it to the Levite, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow, so that they may eat their fill in your settlement. That's Deuteronomy chapter 26, verses 1 through 11. Note that the biblical pilgrim brings an offering, a basket of his harvest, and approaches the Kohen, the Levitical priest in the temple of Jerusalem, each is then instructed to offer thanksgiving with a but and. Thank you, God, for all that I have, but and I am so very aware that it wasn't so long ago that we too were refugees. We suffered slavery and oppression and every awful indignity that vulnerable minorities and strangers suffer. But and words were not enough for this Thanksgiving offering. Rather, the pilgrim was instructed to set aside a tithe so that the poor, the widow, the orphan, and the stranger will also share fully in the bounty of the harvest. For the hungry may appreciate inspiring words and sentiments, but and their longing is for sustenance. No, we do not live by bread alone, but and without appropriate nourishment, life itself is not possible. We are living in strange and even tumultuous times. We can no longer take for granted all the bounties and benefits and beauty and freedom and goodwill that we enjoy. We give thanks to God for all that we have, and we have a responsibility to protect those blessings for the less fortunate in our midst and for the generations to come. And that's with no buts about it. God bless.
Olam chesed hipanei, yadadai, yadai, yadadai. 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 I will build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, yadadai. And you must build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, yadadai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, yadadai, then God will build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, yadadai. Olam chesed hipanei, yadadai, yadai, yadadai. Olam chesed hipanei, yadadai, yadai, yadadai.
Tonight's offering goes towards two important social service organizations that our congregations support: the Jewish Family Service Food Pantry and the Denver Inner City Parish. The Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Food Pantry in Denver assists individuals and families facing hunger and food insecurity. For some, the pantry helps weather in an emergency. For others, it provides supplemental food to make ends meet without sacrificing a family's health and well-being. The Denver Inner City Parish is a human services nonprofit that elevates community through supporting individuals and families in Denver that are at risk through programs that relieve suffering, promote self-sufficiency, enrich lives, and address obstacles associated with poverty.
Hi, I'm Linda Foster, President and CEO of Jewish Family Service of Colorado. I'm thrilled to kick off our 150th anniversary and celebrate the agency's past, present, and future with you. Over the next year, we'll commemorate this remarkable milestone with a series of events, celebrations, and community building activities. Everyone at JFS is looking forward to bringing together generations of supporters to share stories and honor the impact JFS has made throughout our community and beyond. I'm so proud of the organization JFS is today and of the community of dedicated staff, volunteers, partners, and supporters. We've built something very special. Whether someone is experiencing food or housing insecurity, job loss, anxiety, or isolation, JFS is here to make challenging situations better. What truly differentiates JFS is our holistic approach, where we assess the various needs of the individual or family and provide the necessary services, all from one organization through integrated support systems. We have the collective power to help our neighbors in need and fulfill our deeply held Jewish values of Tikkun Olam, to make the world a better place, and Gimilut Chasadim, acts of loving kindness. I look forward to seeing you at our upcoming celebrations.
Hi, and thanks to everyone for taking the time to read through our annual report. For over 62 years, Denver Intercity Parish has been serving the greater Denver area. In the 21-22 fiscal year, we established new ways to serve our community by meeting them where they are at. We launched our Greens and Grain food truck that provides free healthy meals to children and seniors. We established a new transportation program for our seniors so they can participate in DICP programming, and also provided them access to basic needs like doctor's appointments and grocery store shopping. We trained several community members to become care navigators and implemented care navigation into every program. We also started a new program that's focused on helping non-citizens with financial assistance, navigating through systems, and providing them legal advice. As a part of our strategic planning this year, we conducted listening sessions to gather participant input and also to ensure that our programs always continue to be participant driven. We have some exciting things down the road. We are adding a pantry to our mobile fleet to address the challenge of transportation that many in our community are experiencing. Stay tuned for all the exciting news in the upcoming year, and remember to follow us on social media.
Please join me in the prayer of dedication. As you have blessed us, O God, we are eager to share. May none be sent away from the blessings you intend for all. We want our offerings to preserve and extend life to all your children. What is in this offering is only part of what we dedicate ourselves to do, and be that your peaceable reign of unity may come. We bring you our hearts, our talents, and our souls as well. Bless all of our offerings this day. Amen.
There each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And let it begin
As we begin to conclude this service, the 55th year in which Temple Sinai and First Plymouth Church have come together for our Interfaith Thanksgiving service, let us conclude with a thought of blessing. Again, we're not in the same sanctuary together. This is a service that has been broadcast, but the blessings that we have come from our heart, and that heart is wherever you are. So open your hearts now to feel the sense that God's blessings are upon you, and bring in this Thanksgiving with a spirit that you can bring, the offerings that you have that can uplift the souls of others. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'choneka. Yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless and protect you and your loved ones. May the light of God shine upon you so you feel God's grace, and that grace will shine through your spirit. And may God grant you that blessing of shalom, a sense of wholeness and contentedness and peace. May God bless you and your loved ones, and have a beautiful and happy and meaningful Thanksgiving. Amen.